Okay, more obnoxious pinging. And I'm going to go turn that off right now, but before I do, you can see they're about 90% in sync. I got one that's slightly off, and I will hunt that down later. So let's go ahead and hunt that down now. This guy here. There we go. Now they're in sync. Okay, time to go turn these off. They're obnoxious. Okay. So, I have the majority of the system bus, if you will, completed. Okay, I've had to restart my video here. Sorry about the little hiccup there. I lost that Minecraft crash from me. But this is way huger than I expected it to be, so I think I might leave it up to the community on whether or not I should continue with this. But to show what I've done is I've got a single pulse generator over here, which is stalled after the crash, but it sits there in loops, makes a little pulse, goes through, and I split that pulse up. And this is essentially a 50 or a 25-bit wide bus. And you hit power to any one of them, and it makes the appropriate note all the way over here. What it does do is it keeps them in sync with each other. So long as you put power down to the appropriate places in the bus at the right time, no matter how far down the bus you are, they come out in sync on this side, and it supports fairly quick and long notes. And if you need extended notes, you can have one note apply power to the bus before the previous note lets off, and you can actually sustain a note as long as you need. Of course, the music box itself doesn't support that. So I'll have to think about that. But though this looks massive, what you're going to end up with is something similar to this structure here, but instead of having 5 wide and every possible note for every possible note, which would be insane, you have essentially, let's say this is a note here, you would have links to all of the notes you're going to trigger for that time frame. So you're only going to have a separation of about 1 block between those. Getting your timing right is as simple as keeping the same number of repeaters down for each set of notes, coming over and combining them with what will be over here, which will be a pulse generator, or not a pulse generator, but a pulse that will pass down the bus, triggering your notes as they're fired. So a song with 100 notes would only be about 200 blocks wide. This actually sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because that means that you can now store an entire song in probably an area about this size if it was stretched out. But the really cool thing is, as I was saying in an earlier video, which I'm not sure if I'm going to post or not, but you can attach multiple songs to this bus, and the same note player, if you will, will sit there and play the music, and you don't have to go follow the notes. It means that we or me or whoever can actually set up a little wall here that triggers a different pulse out to a different song, and actually start creating a whole music library that plays back. A lot of this is junk over here, but then we can, do a little theater, and then maybe build something else around this other than just this, make this a new world for people to do modifications with. So, don't know. We'll find out. I am very interested to hear what people's feedback is, but I'm gonna go try and make something very simple. I'm going to take my pulse generator out of here because it's just for debugging the bus. Up to this last line here is the end of the system. The rest is just bus and repeaters, bus and repeaters. And I'll put in 2 or 3 different songs, or I shouldn't say songs, but 2 or 3 little sets of notes before I actually go any further and show that it does work. So you go up, you hit a button, and it plays a song, or a different one, and it's completely up to you. So I'm going to end this video, quit my ranting. Please tell me what you think. Am I wasting my time, or is this something that everybody's interested in? Alright, good night everybody.